Hello,
What's going
Majah.
on? How are you?
Happy Thursday.
Hi, happy Thursday. Blessed Thursday. Black Power Thursday.
Yes.
All of that.
How you doing over there?
I'm good. I mean, due to the circumstances, I'm staying focused. I'm staying positive. Just basically, trying to stay positive for the people that's out there and really on the front line for us. You know what I mean?
Right. Why am I seeing so many people saying no sound?
I don't know. Somebody said sound is good.
Okay, we're outside.
Yeah, somebody said the sound is good. Okay, cool.
Okay, perfect. Ooh, I kind of like those sunglasses though.
Thank you.
Might have to take a little borrow next time I see you.
It's all good. As a matter of fact, I'll get you your own pair.
Okay, I'm holding you to that. I'm in Trinidad. Mail is working. FedEx is working at that. So,
Cool,
so welcome to this week's series of Plugged In. Thank you for joining us. Really happy that we can sit down and chat. Let's just jump right into this. So, tell us who Majah Hype is. Describe yourself in 5 words.
I would say creative. I would say dedicated. I would also say passionate.
Okay.
I would have to say
Funny.
Yes, funny. I mean, that goes without saying, but I mean, yeah, funny. And just empathetic.
I like that.
And I gotta put humble in there, so that's the bonus. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
We'll take it. So since we've been in quarantine, I've been seeing you, hosting classes, DJing, selecting tunes. How did you get started in the DJing world?
I actually was a DJ way before I was a comedian.
Okay.
Well, to the world, I should say. You know what I'm saying? Because me being that jokey person, I've always been that person regardless. No matter if it was, whatever occupation I had, I always was the joker. You know what I mean? So
right.
Yeah.
And why didn't you pursue DJing?
Well,
how did you transition?
Let me just give you a brief. Well, not brief. A panty.
Yeah.
We don't do brief here.
Right.
But let me just give you a quick just a quick background of who Majah is. I was a musician before I was a DJ.
Okay.
My grandfather is one of the founders of the Labor Day Parade in New York City.
Okay.
He had a band. He had a successful band, and people of his generation and his era knew exactly who he was. You think about you name it, Baron, Sparrow. Everybody knew who he was. He actually wrote his first. He actually wrote Calypso Rose's first hit song, which
amazing.
Which was called Fire Fire and Daddy Wire.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
And that's like a generational song. Like it'll live on forever.
Right. So I've been in the entertainment world from the day I could remember. When I was learning to play instruments such as the alto saxophone, which is my main instrument, and I ventured off into other instruments such as the drums, the piano, the guitar, the trombone, stuff like that. So I was always exposed to the entertainment world. Okay. I used to be 8 years old playing music in New Year's Eve balls and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? So I was always that person, the entertainer. After a while, it seemed as though musical instruments was phasing out. Mm-hmm. And it was more about being a DJ, learning how to scratch and stuff like that. So I learned to do that. And that's how I started venturing off into, being a DJ and stuff like that. And then I also started singing and producing also too. So I've produced songs for Taurus Riley, I've produced songs for Egyptian, I've produced songs for Mungan and Rebel, and a few other artists and stuff like that. So, but for me, at the time that I was doing music, it wasn't any platforms like how we have today. It wasn't, you can promote your own self or put your own music up on YouTube or go on Instagram and tell people you've got this new song out.
Right.
So it was way harder. I mean, in the time that I was making music, it was, you have to shop your demo tape, you have to go to a studio, you have to sit down, you have to do your song, you have to make the producer believe in who you are. You know what I'm saying? And they have to believe that you can make a song or a hit song that they could put out and basically, you know, make money off of. So so at that time, it was a harder journey for musicians and for entertainers and for artists. So and then it became a point in time where it started to become a payola thing, where you had to pay radio men to play your song, and you had to pay a DJ in the party to play your song and stuff like that. And I just felt like I wasn't putting out garbage music, so why not just play good music? You know what I mean? And it that just wasn't what the structure of the business was. You know what I mean? And I just got tired of it. And then I had my first child, which is my first daughter, my only daughter, that I had fresh out of high school. And that was the time when it was, you know, you got to become a man now, because now you have responsibility. You have a whole nother mouth to feed. And I just started doing what I had to do to make sure that she was okay. You know what I mean? And that's how the music and the this and the that kind of went to the side, and it was more of, we need to get some money.
You need to like a stable income.
I don't want this girl calling me, telling me nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I was still DJing while I had my child, but I was also working and stuff like that. So, you know, I was just hustling and just trying to make a dollar, you know what I mean, and do what I had to do for my child, and you know what I mean. So that's where, you know, that went. And then I got a job with MTA, with Mass Transit as an electrician.
Okay.
I did that for quite some time, and then I got laid off. I got laid off in 2000 and I think 12, either 11 or 12. That's when I pursued my comedy career. I knew I didn't want to go back. I knew I didn't want to go back into music, period, because I just knew what that music business brought. You know what I mean? I knew what it was. So I just never wanted to really get back into that. You know what I mean? And I started doing comedy. I started building an audience and stuff like that. And, you know, it worked out for me. 2013, I was called back to work. The layoff was over. The layoff is over. No more earn out. And I went to work for 1 week. The week that I went to work, it just didn't feel right to me. You know what I mean? I feel like I wasn't fulfilling my purpose and fulfilling my dreams. And it just, I mean, I was making great money at the time. You know, anybody who knows the electrical engineering field knows that it's a very lucrative trade. And I was making good money, but I just wasn't happy with it.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy. That I felt like I was not fulfilling my purpose. I was not. And then I had an audience at that time. And back then, the audience that I had that was 3,000 people or 1,500 people was a lot to me. Yeah. So I was like, damn, I'm letting down 1,500 people right now that needs these laughs and needs these jokes and stuff like that to go and make my own money. And it felt kind of selfish to me. You know what I mean? And it felt like I was letting myself down. And I prayed on it. And I went to work, because I used to work at the morning shift, which was like 6 to 3. So I had to get up out of my bed at 4.
Yeah.
Because I had to be there by 6. I went to work one day, went down in the tunnel, walking around, doing my job, and it just something just said,
this is not for me.
This is not it.
Yeah.
And I called my boss and I told him, I said, listen, I need to go home. And he's like, go home? Where you going? Is you got an emergency or something? And I'm just like, nah, something just not feeling right with me. You know what I mean? And I end up leaving, and I told him that I'm going to take a leave of absence. And, you know, I left, and I've never turned back since then. And
wow.
Here I am today.
What do you think was like one of the biggest struggles or challenges transitioning from, you know, that world to this world? Because, you know, you went from having a stable income, you know, and now you had to build this brand, you know, you had to build this business. So what do you think was one of your biggest struggles, and then how did you overcome that?
I think my biggest struggle was probably walking away from that job. You know what I mean? Because at this time I had more kids. So now I got more mouths to feed, and I'm like, wow, I'm making great money, and I'm going to take this leap of faith and put my livelihood in the hands of others. You know what I mean? And at that time, I didn't even know what a comedian was getting paid at that time. I didn't even know what I was supposed to charge. I didn't even know that I could do stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just knew that everybody was gravitating to these videos and everything and it started going good for me. And I just was like, what is the next step? But I'm a man of God, and I keep a lot of faith in that. And I just said to myself, God has never let me down now. So why is he going to let me down in this?
Amen.
You know, he's never let me down or steered me wrong in none of my decisions. So why not just, you know, believe that, you know, he has me and this is what it is. And the first call I got to do actual, like, it wasn't even a show really. I was just hosting. And it was at Baruch College.
Is that in New York?
Yes.
Okay.
Baruch College is in New York, in Manhattan. And they called and they said, you know, we want you to host this show that we do every year. It's, you know, a show with Lyrical and Bungie Garlin and Faye Ann and, you know, all of these different entertainers. And they just need me to host. Now I'm saying to myself, I've been in the entertainment world, so I know what a host does.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to myself, like, yo, all they want me to do is come out there, say 2 jokes, and bring on the next artist. Well, this show was maybe not the best put together. So I was on stage way more than I was supposed to be on stage.
Okay.
Because I would say 2 jokes and then I'll look behind the curtain like, y'all ready? And they'd be like, keep going, keep going. I'm like, I've been up here for 20 minutes now. You know what I mean?
This is not the job of a host.
Right. You know what I mean? And at that time, I probably charged them about $300. So they got away with murder. You know what I'm saying? So at that time, that is what gave me the incentive to know that I can hold a crowd for a period of time. You know what I'm saying? And I said to myself, yo, if that's what doing stand-up is, then that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got this. You know what I mean? And I started taking dates and doing shows. And one of the first people who called me to do a show, which is why we're so close now and why we're so cool now, is West Hype.
Okay.
He's from Toronto.
He's from Toronto. Yeah, I remember when I used to live in Toronto.
Yeah. And he called me. If you don't know West is a very intelligent man. He's a very motivated and ambitious person, but he will also take advantage of you if you let him. Like, he's the type of person, he's like, yo, so I want to do like 5 shows, eh? So, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pay you all up one time right now. So, you know, you got to give me a discount, right? So what I'm going to do, right? I'm doing 4 shows with you. I'm going to do it for $500 a show. So that's your price, right? That's your price? And I'm like, yeah, that's my price. And he's like, so you got to give it to me for $300 a show because I'm doing so many shows. And I'm like, what the fuck? But at that point in time, I still had bills to pay. So I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it. So he books like 4 or 5 shows with me at $300 a piece. And I'm thinking I'm living the life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, boy, this is lit. I'm getting flown out. I'm in hotels. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it was lit.
Yeah.
And here we are, 8 years later. 9 years later, and now we're talking about, yo, bro, I have 15 shows that I'm gonna do with you. I have $80,000, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we both progressed together. We grew together, and to hear the conversation change and the numbers and the decimals and the commas change, it made me feel like, yo, this journey was a journey that I was supposed to be on.
Right. Everything aligned.
I mean? Right. You know what I mean? Because I always tell people all the time, you might have a passion, but that might not be your gift.
Mm-hmm.
A passion and a gift is two different things.
Correct.
You might be passionate about you might be passionate about doing here, but you can't do here. Or
exactly.
Or that might not be your best thing to do.
That's not the purpose that God has you here for.
You might be the best seamstress, but you don't know that because you're not giving it that chance. You're giving here your chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people tend to waste time trying to gravitate to their passion and not their gift. You know what I mean? And like I said, I love music to my heart. I do music skits all the time, but I add the comedic value into it.
Mm-hmm.
So you might see an Evil Rifle video, or you might see a Luciano or a Buju or a Bounty or a Beanie video, and it'll have jokes with it as well.
Yeah.
Because I know I don't want to stray away from my gift. My passion is music, and I love music, but I'm not gonna stray away from it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's what it was. And then, you know, I think that was my hardest task, to let go of security for something that I didn't know was for surety.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because this could have gone left very quickly.
It could have went very left. And if anybody knows me, they know that I'm always the guy that wants to prove you wrong. Mm-hmm. I'm always the guy that's gonna go the extra to make your doubts and to make you a believer. So if you and at the time that I stopped doing during the time that I was doing videos, a lot of people was in the comments. Well, a lot of people at that time was 30 people, 15 people. and there was people within the comments that used to say stuff like, they used to be like, yeah, he soon run out of jokes. It's not gonna last. This is not gonna last. This man is talking to himself. He's playing multiple characters and answering himself. He's crazy. He's this, he's that. You understand what I'm saying? And to me, it was like, nah, that's not gonna work. And then when I went back to work, I was still trying to keep up with the jokes and stuff like that. But like I said, I worked at 6 in the morning. So I had to be to bed at a certain time. I was tired. I was still DJing at the time. So it was a lot of that. You know what I mean? And I remember going on Instagram at one point in time, and somebody put up, because I didn't do videos for about a week or two, right? And I checked my last post, and there was a comment there that said, "I told you he was gonna run out of jokes. I told you he was a rap," and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that right there,
motivation,
gave me the strength to say, yo, and the belief to say, yo, nah, that's not gonna work. You know what I mean? And I just started going extra harder and harder and harder. That's why I think I built up this tolerance of consistency. You know what I'm saying? To always be relative and always have an idea and always put it out there. And that's just where, you know, that's just how I became. You know what I mean?
So how do you get inspiration for these characters? Is it from personal experiences, or more so, you know, just kind of listening to stories from your friends and your family?
I think it's a little of everything.
Okay.
I think all of it plays a part. I think my personal experiences play a part. I think my family members play a part, my friends, their stories, and just the things, the current events. You know what I mean? The current events that happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, Marshall. You know what I'm saying? Marshall do something or say something, and everybody's like, boy, your hot are going down one day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Marshall going on TV and saying, like, soca no longer belongs to Trinidad. Yeah. Soca is ours. You know, and I would of course exaggerate it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And stuff like that to make it funny. You know what I mean? And stuff like that, and the Buju stuff and stuff like that. Like, I remember one of the first Buju Banton videos that I did was a video of him, Grandpa James and the Ras was interviewing Buju. So it was like a what if the Ras and Grandpa James was to interview Buju, and they was talking to Buju, and they like, so what was your first song that you ever, you know, did, and how did it work out for you? And Buju was there sitting down. He was like, well, you know, I just did it, and I watch Scooby-Doo, and I listened to the Scooby-Doo song, and I said to myself, I could remix that song. So, you know, the song goes, Scooby, Scooby-Doo. I just said, Scooby-Doo, where are you? And, you know what I'm saying? And that was, you know, just me being a clown and just, you know, my perspective on Buju and stuff like that. So it really made me, you know, just stand out from the crowd. Because at that time, Trabas was doing videos at the time. Trabas still does videos, but he was the leader of doing, you know, comedy sketches and stuff like that. He was killing it, but he was doing it with his friends. He was doing it with Famous, Pink, and, you know, all these other people that he had in the videos. I have never been a person. Well, let me not say never been a person. Somebody coming in here, y'all. What we doing
it never fails. They make no noise during the day, and as soon as I have to go on live, they start barking. It's like they time it.
So at that time, I said, I've always had friends. I've always been that person that people like to be around, the fun guy and all of that. But because of past experiences, I kind of learned I've learned my lesson when it comes to friends. If you understand what I'm saying, like you know what I mean, being betrayed and deceived, all that stuff. You know what I mean? I've been through that at an early age, so I really wasn't a friend person. I love people. I got mad love for everybody, but I just wasn't the friend.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, even if I got close to somebody, I was like, whoop, because I know you coming with your shit soon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I kind of left that alone. So I didn't really have much friends.
Okay. Right?
So when I started doing my videos, I was trying to get people to do videos with me as well. But I didn't have no friends. So it was like, nah. And then I started sending, like back in the days, we used to like put up a post and say, yo, we're looking to do a video right now. You know, if anybody want to be involved.
Yeah.
The people who always came to be involved in the video, they never played the part the way I wanted them to play it. So I was just like, you know what?
I'm gonna just do this myself.
I'll do it myself. You understand what I'm saying? And I started doing it myself, and I started like getting, like, I went to Party City. I would get different wigs just to try to change, you know, the image of me and stuff like that. And I just started doing it, and it worked out. And that's when everybody was saying, "This man crazy. Why am I talk to himself?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why am I doing? You know what I'm saying? And me and Trabas actually linked up when I was on my incline, and me and Trabas did a few videos together, and we became cool. And he was like, "Yo, rude boy, I've been watching your thing them for a while, and your thing them wicked and rare, and you know, we kept that link. You know what I mean?" And then he ended up moving, and he went to Florida. So when he moved and went to Florida, I was in New York again by myself doing what I do.
Yeah.
And I also didn't want to make it look like it was a Ben and Jerry type of situation anyway. Yeah. I didn't want it to look like, you know, we was
it's a collaboration type.
Yeah, it wasn't it wasn't on them type of vibe. You see what I said? So it was like more like, yo, all right, we're gonna do collabs, but I still wanna do my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Standalone as your own brand.
So, because everybody knew who he was as Trabas. So I want people to know who Majah Hype is as well. Yeah. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So, you know, that's what we did, and everything kind of worked out the way it was supposed to work out. And you know, I just started doing the videos by myself and stuff like that. And then later on in life, a couple of years down the journey, I see everybody else I talk to themselves. I'm like, wait.
This is the thing.
I was crazy a couple years ago. Now everybody else is playing multiple characters in their videos.
Yeah.
So, and the reason for me saying that is because you always have to follow your gut feeling. You always have to follow your intuition. People may not believe in you. People might say you're crazy. People might say that you're never going to work. But you got to follow your intuition. I always tell people that God gives you a vision.
Sorry. I apologize, guys.
Them don't have to shut their ass on.
Like, I don't understand. Oh, gosh. God gives you a vision. Yes.
But God gives you a vision. He doesn't give you and your crew a vision. He doesn't give you and your family a vision. He gives you a vision. So that's when you have to act on your vision.
Yeah.
If it was our vision, it'd be called our vision. It's not our vision. It's my vision. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to believe in what God has put into your brain and what He has the things that He has given to you. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So I just followed that vision and my gut feeling. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go with it and do what I gotta do. You know what I mean? There's a purpose for me being able to do all of these different accents so good. Yeah. There's a purpose. And I've been doing that years before I even became a comedian. So, and I never knew the purpose for it at that time. I never knew what the purpose was. You understand what I'm saying? I was just like, well, all right. It's just like speaking French, Spanish, and German. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. You know what I mean? And I didn't know what the purpose was at the time, but it later on worked itself out. You know what I mean? And I'm a person that always believe in self-reliance. Anybody who knows me from back in the days, you know, they know that I was always a self-reliant person. You understand what I'm saying? Like, when I was a DJ, if I was keeping a party, any promoter here that's on this live right now that knows the dancehall culture of New York City or the dancehall culture or the party culture anywhere in the world, you know that getting a flyer from a designer is one of the worst things that you will experience in your life. Listen, I don't know what it is with graphic designers. Like, First of all, they all weird. Graphic designers super introverted. Are weird people. I don't know what it is. They're all weird. They want to be photographers too. They want to oil you down. They want to do all of this stupidness. And it was crazy to me because I was trying to do parties. I was trying to do mix CDs, you know, put the CDs out just to build my name and all that type of stuff. And when you went to a graphic designer, they'll tell you 3 to 6 weeks. I'm like, 3 to 6 weeks for just to do this? Yeah. So what I did was I bought a laptop. At that time, I was broke. All my money was going to, you know what I'm saying, my kids and stuff like that, necessities. So I bought a little used Dell laptop, and I got the Photoshop. At that time, I think it was like Photoshop 6. You know what I'm saying? And I fooled around with it until I learned how to do it. And I learned to do it so well that I opened a business doing it. I had a graphic and printing company on Schenectady and Church Avenue in Brooklyn. And that's what I was doing for a good while. You know what I'm saying? I also used to work in record stores. I worked at Barry U Records on Church Avenue. I worked at Superpower Records on Church Avenue. And I was doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? And just like I said, I was just doing everything to try to make a dollar. Whether, you know what I mean? I've been down the illegal road, and I've been down all of that. And it was just like, yo, you know what? I've had too many close calls with the illegal stuff. Yeah. And I say, you know what? I can't do this no more. I don't ever want to see my daughter through a glass talking on the phone. So, you know what I mean? I started doing like the straight and narrow thing. You know what I mean? And I just was doing whatever I had to do. And I opened this graphic store. And unfortunately, the graphic store burned down on Christmas Eve. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it burned down on Christmas Eve. And I just remember doing all of this Christmas shopping. I remember, you know, because we always, you know, Black people, we always wait till last minute with everything. So I went out that same night and bought everything for my kids and put it under the tree, and we wrapped everything, and we finally fell asleep. And I went to sleep, and I got a call at like 4:30 in the morning. And it was one of my boys that lived on the same block where my business was. And he said, yo, dog, you have to come out here now, dog. I'm like, oh, what going on? He said, dog, your place that on fire, dog. The fire brigade, them I tell me I can't go inside, but I run inside and grab a couple things. Me have the computer, me have this, me have that. And I'm like, word, I'm coming there now. So at that time, I don't even think I had a car at that time.
Yeah.
I think I must have been using my mother's car. So I jumped in the car, I ran down there, and by the time I got there, I don't know if you know about firemen or the fire brigade, but they don't try to save anything. Their purpose is to put out the fire, and that's all they care about. They was breaking windows, they was wetting everything. So when I got there, and I was trying to build my little studio too, because like I said, music is still my passion. So I'm trying to build like a little studio in the backyard. I mean, in the back of the shop, and they wet everything. So I ran in there. They was like, "Sir, you can't go." I said, "Move out of my way." And I ran in there, and I grabbed like another computer, and I grabbed my keyboard, and everything else was just a wrap. Everything was melted. Everything else was melted, and they just was like wetting everything, and and then from there, that's when I, we started doing my electrical work and stuff like that.
Yeah. That was God just saying, okay, this phase of your life is over. Let's go on a different road.
I tell people all the time that God try to take you out of certain situations. It's us that keeps us in it.
Yeah. And sometimes you have to learn the hard way.
Yeah. Whether it's relationships, whether it's business ventures, no matter what it is, God sometimes try to take you out of it. He's going to give you signs to tell you, yo, listen, that's not where I need you to be.
Yeah.
But we try to keep ourselves in it a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? And then, and that's one of the things that I've learned along this journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, he's ready to slap you upside your head and say, okay, you don't, I'm trying to show you, I'm showing you all the signs, and you're not listening. All right, who don't hear must feel. And then you learn the hard way, and you're like, damn, I could have avoided all of this,
Exactly.
So
and it's so funny because you meet so many people along your journey, and you don't even know why you're meeting them. You don't even know that the people that's in your life, whether they stick around or whether they don't, they structure you to be who you are.
Yeah.
Whether it's a bad experience or a good experience, I tell people all the time, I've been through a lot. From as a youth growing up to a man, I went through a lot, and I would never change any of it. I wouldn't change any of it because that is who created me.
Yeah, that molded you.
You understand what I'm saying? And it's funny because so many people that you meet and the way you meet them and stuff like that, and you just wondering like, yo, it has to have a purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like most of the people who I talked to 20, 25 years ago, I could still call them today. You understand what I'm saying? Big up to Junior P. I seen Junior P just check in. Junior P from Soul Supreme. You know what I'm saying? His mom had the restaurant Sally's. We used to go there and eat all the time. You know what I mean? And I knew Junior P, but I didn't know him like that. Because he was a bigger man for me at that time. Financially, everything. Age, everything. And it was just like, John was star. Now they're cool still. Although, you know what I'm saying? Although we looked at him like, yo, Soul Supreme, big song, elder youth, and you know what I mean? He still showed love to us. And then it turned around, and now I'm going to school in the States, and me and his brother is going to the same school. His younger brother. And then now, I didn't even know that was his younger brother. And then at one point, he was like, yo, because he started seeing that I was doing the DJing thing and stuff like that. He was like, yo, my mother have a sound, My mother and my family, them have a sound. I'm like, what's the name of your mother's sound? He was like, Soul Supreme. I'm like, get out of here, nigga. I said, that's Junior P, them song. And he was like, brother, Junior P, I'm a brother, I'm like, for real? He was like, yeah, I'm just forward up from yard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's a funny story to that because he used to bully one of my boys.
Oh, shucks.
He was bullying one of my boys. And I was the no nonsense dude.
Mm-hmm.
I was the dude that from I came here, it was at that time it was banana boat, it was you a coconut,
Yeah.
you a Haitian booty scratcher, you a African booty scratcher. Those were the words that they called Caribbean people back then. You understand what I'm saying? And when I realized that he was Caribbean as well, I'm like, and then my boy came to me, he was like, yo, this guy, he always bothers me at school, and da-da-da. And I was a no nonsense dude, because I already had it that, yo, oh no like we not like you neither.
Yeah.
You understand? We was the type of people, I was the type of person, I will put a 5-pound rock outside, one big stone outside, because I know these niggas like to jump and all that other shit. I'm going to put this big stone outside, so when I leave school, I know where this stone there.
If you need
and
to.
Guess what? You're gonna get a busting. You understand? So you might case me and all of that, but guess what? Somebody gonna get, because you know Caribbean parents.
Yeah.
One thing we cannot do as Caribbean children is go home and say you got beat up.
Right.
That's not a go.
They will send you back to that fight.
You gotta go back. You gotta go back. You understand what I'm saying? So I was a no nonsense type of dude. And then when I met Junior P brother Rito, he was a no nonsense dude too. But he was just like, he was proving to everybody that, yo, you can't not bad up now go on. So you understand what I'm saying? And he was just kind of like bullying people like. and I say, yo, bro, this youth right here, this is my youth. You have to allow him. You know what I'm saying? He was like, all right, cool, him good. Everybody else, I get it. You know what I'm saying? And we became like really, really good friends after that, because we just know that we both wasn't having it. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Because you got to remember, American kids was chasing us down the street. They was go back to your country. Mm-hmm. They was calling
getting
you
jumped
dread.
After school.
They was calling you dread, and you ain't even have dread. Like it was, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Dread, what up, Dread? What's up? You know what I'm saying? They trying to, you know what I mean? Trying to violate us.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so passionate about our culture today. That's why I'm so passionate, because let me tell you something. I remember being chased home by 15, 20 kids. I remember, you know what I'm saying, having to defend myself and going home, and my mother like, yo, listen, let me tell you something. If it's 5 of them, you make sure hold 1. And you know every Caribbean parent every Caribbean child has heard that line before.
Yes.
If it's 5 of them, you hold 1. Let the other 4 beat you. But you see that 1 that you holding?
Give him that licks.
Bite him nose, dig out him eye, ring him balls. I don't care what you have to do. You make an example out of him.
That one, yeah.
You understand? And that's what it always been. And then, you know, me going around different people and seeing the culture is here, and the culture is alive, and the culture is real. You know what I'm saying? And then I realized that it was a lot of segregation. Mm-hmm. There was so much segregation within the Caribbean, because let me tell you something. I love every Caribbean person, every Caribbean island, and that's why I never really was too hard up on just walking around and talking about my nationality, because I feel like strength is in numbers. Mm-hmm. And I know, because when I was going to high school, when I started going to high school, I went to Erasmus High School in Brooklyn. When I went to that school, the school was very big. It's a very big school. It had a campus, it had all of that, right? At that time, Haitians was not saying they was Haitian. Haitians was not proud to say they was Haitian at that time. Wow. They was saying they was Jamaican.
Okay.
Haitians was saying that they were Jamaican. And let me not say Yankees, because I don't like to offend anybody, but the American people, they didn't know the difference between Haiti, Jamaica, Trinidad.
Yeah, because they think everybody's probably from Jamaica.
Once you had an accent, you was a fucking coconut.
Yeah.
And that's all they cared about. You understand what I'm saying? Haitians were not. I remember one time we was walking through the hallway in school, and one of my boys just was like mischievous. He wanted to start problems. You know what I'm saying? He walked up to this dude. He was like, yo, because we was beating Americans. We was beating them because they was beating us. They was running us down. They was beating us. So we was walking around looking for who to beat.
Yeah.
So we walking in the hallway and we see these dudes coming towards us, like 4 dudes, and we will stop them and was like, yo, where you from? And the nigga was like, what you mean, man? And from the time I heard the accent, I already knew that he was Haitian because I was familiar with the accent.
Yeah.
So when he said, I'm Jamaican, because he was like, I'm Jamaican. I looked at him, I was like, bro, you was not Jamaican, bro. And he was like, I'm telling you, man, I'm Jamaican. What the bomb buckler you talk about, man, pussy hole, man. And he started talking in an accent, but using the language.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fam, that's not it. But at that time, they was not proud.
Mm-hmm.
Haitians got proud. And let me tell you, when they transform, like, they got together and they transformed like Autobots. Let me tell you, you see when they violated Avalanche and when they violated Abner, they wasn't having it no more. When Wyclef came out, and Wyclef was a proud Haitian, and he was doing his thing and he making his music, everybody got so proud to be African. I mean, to be American. I mean, to be Haitian. Sorry. And I don't know if you know the story about Abner Louima. Abner Louima was a Haitian man that was in Brooklyn. They pulled him over. I don't know if his license was suspended or whatever the case may be. I don't want to go too deep into the story because I'm not 100% sure of the story. But the basis of the story was that he got arrested. They brought him to the police station, right? When they brought him to the police station, they beat this man. He was Haitian. They beat him and they stuck a plunger up his ass.
Oh my gosh.
And they sodomized this man with a plunger.
Oh my gosh.
They forced it way up in him. They mashed up all kind of stuff in his intestines and all kind of stuff. And that's where Haitians was not having it no more. They burned Brooklyn down. Like what you're seeing right now is what was going on in Brooklyn. They violated that man. It was the 70th precinct. And they violated that man. And everybody stood up for that. You know what I mean? And that's when Haitians really came out and was proud and didn't give a shit. I'm Haitian, I'm proud.
Yeah.
And that was on the cusp of the time when Wyclef dropped too. Fugees dropped. You know what I'm saying? Fugees dropped and they was killing it. We used to be number 10. Now we're permanent 1. You know what I'm saying? And he was going off. You know what I'm saying? And everybody bought that Fugees album and he was speaking Creole on that album and stuff like that. And everybody was like, yo, they fought for this. We gotta respect it now.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't even understand that Haitian power is really strong. And I'm not talking about the science part of it, the semi part. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the richness of them, of the people. They are responsible for a lot of the rebellion that we do, just like Jamaica.
Yeah.
If everybody knows the history, they know that Jamaica and Haiti was the rebellious islands that they sent the slaves. When you was rebellious, I don't care where you was from. You could have been from Arizona. You could have been from Colorado. If you was a bad slave, they was sending you there.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Oh, you want to rebel? Okay. Send his ass to Jamaica. That's like all the Americans or the people in Brooklyn when they say send his ass to Rikers Island.
Yeah.
Nobody ain't want to go to Rikers Island back in the days because they knew what Rikers Island was. You was getting beat up, you was getting cut, you was getting $1.50. They was taking your stuff. That's what it was. So you know, you got to think about it. And I tell what I use education as comedy as well, because I believe that there has to be a message in what we're doing. We can't just be
talking for talking.
It's good to laugh, but we can't just be laughing to laugh. Like, we got to also be able to learn something within our laughter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's what I built my comedy strategy and my comedy resources off of. When I talk about voodoo and all of that on stage, that's the joke purpose of it. But then when I start going into Haitians their revolution started in 1804. Do you know what 1804 looked like? 1804 was like, that means that Haitians, the first week of slavery, they was like, yeah, I don't think we can do this no moment.
Yeah.
I don't think, he hit me with their whip, that's not feel good. I'm not doing it no more. So it's like they did that for 1 week. It seems
And they were
like,
over it.
because if you think about Trinidad independence, think about Jamaica independence, think about Grenada independence. That was what day. That was just the other day.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? We talking about 106 years of independence.
Right.
And then you wonder why America don't like Haiti. America does not speak about Haiti. They always ready to. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have you ever in your life, you represent Trinidad by way of Trinidad, you're Canadian as well. Have you ever heard anybody say to you, I took 2 weeks off from work, I'm going to Haiti next week? You ever heard anybody say that?
No.
Nobody ever talks about vacating on Haiti. Why not? You ever seen a Haitian tourist board commercial? Hey, the weather's nice here. Come to Haiti tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're going to love it. Enjoy the lumbi. You don't hear that.
Mm-hmm.
You hear one blood, one Lord, come to Jamaica. You understand what I'm saying? You see Barbados. You understand what I'm saying? Why they don't talk about the other places? Why they don't talk about Grenada? Why they don't talk about Jamaica? Grenada, Trinidad, and why they don't talk about those places? You understand what I'm saying?
I never really thought about that until you just said that.
It's ridiculous. And this is, like I said again, this is why I'm so passionate about my culture.
Mm-hmm.
I will ride and die for this culture. I will fight for this culture. And if I see a problem within our culture, I'm gonna talk about it, because we need to address certain issues. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This culture has, okay, we're black. That's one strike against us according to society.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're Caribbean. We're foreigners. We're aliens. We're whatever they want to call us.
Fresh off the boat.
Whatever they want to call us. That's the second strike towards us. So now we feel like we just need to keep our mouth shut. You ever got a new job and you tell your parents or you tell your cousin or something like that, and you see some sort of injustice happen at the job, and you go home and you tell somebody about it, and they'll tell you, keep your mouth shut.
Mind your business.
Eat long and keep your mouth shut. Why we always got to keep our mouth shut?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what they want us to think. They want us to think that we don't have a voice. You understand what I'm saying? They want us to. They don't want us to disturb the pot. Let the pot of soup boil.
Yeah.
And every time you dig in that pot, you don't know if you're gonna come up with carrot, celery, dumpling, whatever. So just skim off the top of the pot.
Mm-hmm.
No, I want
to
dumpling
dig deep.
and celery and carrot and whatever else is in the fucking soup. You understand what I'm saying? We got to stir up the pot, and this is what Black America is doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening right now is we're stirring up the pot. Remember, this ain't nothing new to us. What we're seeing right now with this George Floyd case is nothing new to us. It's sad because it became so normalized to us.
Yeah.
We could sit here and we could take this live and speak a name 1 second per name,
mm-hmm.
and we will be here all night.
Yep.
And that is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And people got to understand that this skin right here, this melanin, this skin, it's not just in the Caribbean. It's not just in New York. It's not just in the States. It's not just in Canada. This is global.
Yeah.
This skin is worldwide. I don't care where you go, you're going to see this. Because we are the originators of this.
Yeah.
We are the originators of this. So if you go to Scandinavia, if you go to Germany, if you go to Trinidad, if you go to Guyana, if you go to Brazil, if you go to DR, you're going to see this skin.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you see the world is getting upset now.
Right.
Remember, this happened in a small town in Minnesota. And the world is upset about it. People are protesting where you are a grain of a piece of black pepper in a grain of salt. These people are protesting for us. Ireland.
I know. When I saw
Poland?
Paris, I was like, wow.
No, Paris, we got black people
Yeah.
in Paris. Poland?
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
Iran.
Come on. Gosh. And if we don't understand the power and that we have as a people, something is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I got news for every Dominican that feel or every it's so crazy for me to even hear these things. The other day, I'm scrolling through my timeline, and they saying the black people that's in Chicago, be careful when you go between this street and that street, because the Mexicans are beating up black people. They're throwing stones through the. If you stop at the red light, they throwing rocks through your window, and they dragging you out your car and they beating you up. Do y'all remember? Not so long ago, a few months ago, this man wanted to build a fucking wall to keep y'all the fuck out of here. He started deporting y'all, y'all parents, y'all brothers, y'all sisters. He started caging your kids at the border. Kids were separated from their parents and didn't even know where their kids were.
Mm-hmm.
So how could you even think to try to go against us?
Yeah. The mentality is crazy.
Dominicans, please understand that Haiti fought that war with y'all, for y'all. After they beat the shit out of all them French people, they went over there to fuck the Spaniards up, for y'all. So if we don't understand the power and the strength that we have as a race and as a people, we will never, ever have any type of equality, any type of justice. And that goes worldwide. Remember, when you talk about the Caribbean, you talk about Trinidad, you talk about Grenada, you talk about St. Lucia, St. Vincent, you're talking about all these countries, right? It's more shameful for me when I hear about the stupidness that goes down in the Caribbean.
Sorry, I just saw the timer just came on, but I want to finish this conversation. So can we jump off and jump right back on?
Sure.
Okay, so everyone that's on, we're just going to come off and come right back on the live because, you know, the hour situation. So we'll see you guys in a second.
Okay.
And
all right. The dogs on them good? Everybody
I feel
good?
like they're under control.
All right. Cool.
Although I hear them running around out there.
Yeah.
Need to get that on the wraps. But yes, as we were saying.
So as I was saying, right? It's heart-wrenching and it's shameful to me for the Caribbean. And I'm gonna tell you why. I've traveled this world maybe 3 times already. I've been to Norway, I've been to Europe, I've been everywhere. You think about it. I wouldn't say everywhere, but majority of it. I've been to Japan, most majority, right? You got to understand that as Caribbean people, we are all Caribbean. Black people, we run our own countries, right? There's a problem there. There's a problem with greed. There's a problem with so many different things. And remember, the people that lived in the States and the people that lived in Canada and the people that lived in the UK, the Caribbean was our escape to get away from the fucking, to get away from the bullshit. When we couldn't take it no more, we want to go home. After cable got to the Caribbean, I don't know, because America has, let's just be real. America has the biggest influence on the world.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest. How can you have colorism in your own country? How could, like, the other day I seen a girl on Spice official's page, and she's saying, "Oh, you're in America, and you're protesting for a country that's not yours, but you're not doing it in your own country."
Wow.
And that made me think, how could you, for one, put that responsibility on one person?
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. Number two, this is a different fight. We're talking about equality and justice between races.
Mm-hmm.
In Trinidad, it's black people, it's Indians. How could Indians even be fighting with black people? Doesn't even make sense to me, because your origin is black too.
Right.
So to me, it's confusing. And I feel like once we know the strength that we have, it'll all fall into place. It'll all fall into place. There's not much that I could say on that topic, more than we have our own countries, and we have our own police officers, we have our own government, we have our own everything, and we can't even get that together.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So this is the thing. This is what I'm saying. We talking about, the first thing we gotta do is we gotta acknowledge our problems. That's number one. Let's acknowledge our problems, and then let's fix it.
Right.
You
I wanted to touch, I know that I don't even want to go into the versus situation altogether, but I know one of the comments that was made that you spoke about on your IG was that, Caribbean people don't support each other. So coming off of what you just said, how do you think that we as Caribbean people can support each other more? Because we hear it all the time. So how do you think that we can?
Let me say this, and I'm gonna be totally honest with you with this topic. I feel like black people on a whole don't support each other.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to remember that the African American community, the culture that's in Toronto, the culture that's in the UK, right? It's a bigger demographic, right? You could put Trinidad, Jamaica, Grenada, Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Cayman Islands, Montserrat. You could put all of those islands, Haiti. You could put all of those islands right here in America. All of them, right? Mm-hmm. And you will still probably have space, right? So we have to think about that first. The fact that we are a smaller demographic, right? Black people have a problem supporting black people. We have no tolerance for each other as well. Mm-hmm. We are very judgmental towards each other.
Yeah.
If you go in a restaurant and it's black owned, and let's say the silverware is dirty, there's a cuss and a carry on and I not coming back here, all that kind of thing, right? But you take the same disrespect from the white and the Koreans and everybody else. We don't have no patience with our own people.
Yeah.
Instead of going to the person and saying, yo, I came to support your business, I respect your business, and I like what you're doing for our community. But you got to get your shit together, brother.
Yeah. Put a positive spin on it.
You understand what I'm saying? Let's get it together. Mm-hmm. You understand? Instead, we like to see each other fall. Instead, we like to laugh and ridicule each other when something happens. That's what we like to do, instead of building up each other. You understand what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. Caribbean people built Majah Hype. Caribbean descent. People of the Caribbean descent. People that live in the States that either was born here and have Caribbean parents or was in the Caribbean and moved here, right? Not until the name started to circulate is where the people that live in Jamaica, the people that live in Trinidad, the people that live in Grenada, the people that live in Barbados was like, nah, we got to get him to come here.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So I built my audience from here, right? You have artists like, all right, name some of the biggest artists.
In the Caribbean?
Yeah, name some of them. I'm talking about the absolute biggest artists. Name some of them.
Marshall.
Stop. Does he have 1 million followers on Instagram?
No.
All right, go ahead. Go again.
Bungie, Destra.
Do they have 1 million followers on Instagram?
No.
Okay, keep on going.
Buju.
Buju just got got 1 million.
Yeah.
Probably last month.
Right. I said
Cartel,
Buju, Bounty.
I'm not sure if Cartel has 1 million followers yet. I think he just got 1 million followers too.
Right.
All right. Bounty, no,
Bounty,
does not
Taurus
have 1 million.
Riley.
Beanie Man does not have 1 million. Taurus Riley does not have 1 million.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
How many Caribbean people lives in Toronto itself?
A lot. I don't know the actual number, but there's
just
a
Toronto.
whole lot.
I'm talking about just Toronto.
Yeah, it's easily. I want to say it's easily a minimum of like 150,000 minimum.
You see, and this is the ignorance of what I'm talking about is to see people put up the people that do have 1 million followers. That's ignorance. For people to write the names of the people who do have 1 million followers is ignorant. Let me tell you why. I'm not saying it's ignorant in a negative way.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's ignorant because we need to know better. Okay. Rihanna was not made by Caribbean people. Popcorn, Drake had a lot to do with Popcorn. Spice is on Love and Hip Hop. Who else we talking about? I'm talking about the people who are generically made 1 million people on their own.
Yeah. There isn't anyone.
The Caribbean has created not nobody. Not nobody. Why is that? Why is that?
Because there's a lack of support. Because when you think about the amount of Caribbean people that are outside.
Do you know that there's people who will watch Majah Hype videos every day and will not press follow? There's people who will watch a Majah Hype video one time a day and will not press follow, will not press like, will not comment, nothing. Why? Why do we view each other that way? Now, like I said, we have to acknowledge the problem first. Let's acknowledge that we've been taught to not like each other. We've been taught to not love ourselves. It's a generational thing.
Yeah.
We don't love ourselves. We don't love us. We don't love you. This is why we could walk down a block and if a man look at a person too long, it's where my look part? You ready to fight? You understand what I'm saying? Because we were taught that, right? Now we identify that. Now we acknowledge that. So now it's time to fix it.
Yeah.
Now it's time to fix it. And the Caribbean community should be at a point in life where we don't have to depend on making a crossover song. We don't have to depend on getting a record deal from the States. We shouldn't have to depend on that. We should have that within our own community. We should have a network on TV that shows our stuff. We should have a record label that is owned by Caribbean people that is for the betterment and the empowerment of Black people and Caribbean. What are we doing?
So how do we fix that? Like what?
We have to acknowledge it first. We have, and it's not. For me, I feel like I'm gonna do my part always.
Yeah.
I'm gonna always do my part. And the next person that want to follow in my footsteps or want to join forces with me, that's how we fix it.
Right. Because we need to use, a lot of people in the Caribbean have platforms. They, have their 10,000, 100,000. Yeah. So they need to use their influence.
Let me tell you something. People like Marshall, Bounty Killer, Beanie Man, Popcorn, who else? These people are supposed to be multi-millionaires. The same way you could look at Jay-Z and say, yo, Jay-Z been in the business for mad long. He's a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The same way all of these other American mainstream stars could be millionaires, we're supposed to have that.
Yeah.
One of the biggest soca artists in the world today, Sparrow. He's not a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
Right.
What's going on? How come we don't have that?
Yeah.
Because we want to pick people up and put them down.
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing that I've learned in this business is that people will bring you where they want you to be. The minute you surpass their expectations, they will drag you. Because they don't feel like you're supposed to be up there.
Yeah.
No, that's not what we wanted you. We wanted you right here. Why are you up here? Come back down. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
people don't want to see other people succeed because the problem too is that a lot of people they may look at you and say, oh, Majah Hype has this and that, and they may aspire to be a comedian, but they don't want to put in the work to be where you are today. A lot of people see everyone's successes and they feel like, you know what, I'm going to pull him down because I don't want to do the work to get to where he is. And that's a huge issue. I see a lot of people asking how can you change? And I guess the reality of what we're saying is that if you change within yourself, you take a stance to do better towards other people.
Start with you. Exactly. Start with you. Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? Start with you.
Mm-hmm.
Even Michael Jackson said, start with the man in the mirror. It starts with you. You have to want that change, and you have to be able to change.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. Once you have a good movement and you got a good organization, people will follow.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Somebody said, what about Shaggy? Shaggy has been in America since Wapi Kill Phillip.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shaggy was also a soldier in the army in the States. You understand what I'm saying? And Shaggy, I'm not taking nothing away from Shaggy, but let me tell you this. At one point, Jamaica wasn't even accepting Shaggy. At one point, people wasn't even saying Shaggy was Jamaican. When he said he was Jamaican, everybody was like, nah, he's not Jamaican.
Yeah.
Remember, the minute you leave a country, you're a foreigner now. Remember
right.
that. You understand what I'm saying? All right. See, either the Navy or the Army. I don't remember. I don't know his autobiography, but I'm just saying he was in the military. You understand what I'm saying? It's not until Shaggy became this mega star and the world acknowledged him is when everybody wanted to, yeah, man, Jamaica, I'm come from. I mean, a yard man, that's where I'm there. You understand what I'm saying? The same thing with Tessa and Chin. Tessa and Chin was making music for years, doing this shit for years. The minute she was on The Voice, yeah, man, she had Jamaica.
Right.
About Jamaica.
But that's across the board with Caribbean people. Like I see it happen with all of the countries. It's like when they get big outside, then they start respecting and showing that love.
When on The Voice, all of a sudden it's Trinidad.
Yeah. We need to love our own all the time. Like we don't wait.
And this is why you have so many disgruntled entertainers.
Mm-hmm.
This is why they move the way they move.
Right.
Because they like, but you never support me all the time. So you support or you representing me now.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? We gotta support them from out the gate.
Because they're one of us, like.
And we gotta stop segregating the cultures.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stop segregating you see, most of the people that I realize, most of the people that segregate cultures and want to put their culture as the best, and this one is the best, and this is the best, and that's the best. is mostly people who don't even own a passport.
Right.
People who don't go anywhere. People who don't. The best appreciation you can show for your culture is going to learn someone else's culture.
Yeah.
Because you're going to learn to appreciate yours, and you're going to learn to appreciate theirs. You understand what I'm saying? Jamaica's slogan is "Out of many, one people," and I think that is relevant for the entire Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Out of many, one people. So
right.
You could be born over there, you could be born over here, you could be born over there, but guess what?
You said that on my pores raised.
When we come through YYZ, when we come through JFK, when we come through Heathrow, guess what? They are not acknowledging
mm-hmm.
your you're Guyanese. Oh,
yeah.
okay. No, they don't care about that. You're a fucking foreigner.
Yep.
That's just what it is. I sat and wrote. Last year I did my show in King's Theater. Right? Sat down and I said to myself, because if anybody who has been following me, you know that my hashtags that I started off with and still is relevant today.
One Caribbean.
And Caribbean
Pride.
Caribbean Pride, West Indies United. That has been my hashtag since I started doing this. So when I talk today, don't think that it's a different person talking 9 years ago. It's the same person. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I represent everyone's flag. When I go to Guyana, I don't stop talking the Trini accent or stop talking the Jamaican accent or the Haitian accent. I bring that all with me on my show, on my performances.
Yeah.
So guess what? I could sit in Guyana and do a Guyanese show and talk about Guyana all day. But why not bring Jamaica to Guyana? Why not bring Trinidad to Guyana? Why not bring St. Lucia to Guyana? Why not?
Yeah.
Y'all need to know this.
Right.
And I'm gonna bring Guyana to Haiti,
Trinidad, and
bring Guyana else. To Jamaica, and I'm gonna do it. That's what it is. Period. That has always been what I've stood for. And if you don't know what you stand for, then you've fallen for anything. And that's just what it is. I don't believe in the segregation. I don't believe in calling another island a small island. I don't believe in looking down on people. Small island? What are you talking about? We all small.
Yeah. We're all a speck on the map.
That's what it is. So when I speak for the embedment of the culture. I speak for the embedment of the culture.
Right.
Straight up. I speak because I do want to see Sparrow be a millionaire. I speak because I do want to see Bounty Killer have his own businesses and own houses and we're supposed to be owning complexes right now.
We talk about that all the time.
When Bounty Killer can't sing no more and can't DJ no more, he's supposed to sit back and be happy and live good and collect money and have this property and that property and this property and that property.
Right.
That's what it's supposed to be. And that's and anybody who is on the same movement as me, that's what we're working towards. That's what we're working towards.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, we all got to be on one accord. I don't wish bad for no other genre, any other culture. I don't care. But we have to be able to defend ours. We got people that Justin Bieber and people like that could come out and say, "Don't you give up now, now, now. Don't you give up now, now, now. Let me love you." With a straight Caribbean production, straight Caribbean melody. How is that benefiting us? What is that doing for us? Nothing. Because they pick up the culture and put it down when they want to.
Yeah.
But when a Caribbean artist do that, you think if one of them would have did it, it would have sold the type of numbers that Justin Bieber did? No. That's not okay. It's not cool. And we have to understand that we have a gem. We have a gem. We are creators.
Yeah. Some of the most creative people in the world are creative.
You understand what I'm saying? The African people, the African race, which went east, west, north, and south. That blood that we got in our veins is special.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't realize that, then something's wrong. Even in America, in the States here, you got a culture, all right? Let's keep it 100. Rap. Rap music comes from dancehall. The creator of rap music is Jamaican. Okay? Let's keep it there. They made rap from us. All right. That man came back from Jamaica and created a different genre of music.
Mm-hmm.
Now we own something for ourselves. Right? It started in the Bronx. Now we own something for ourselves. When did we feel like we needed these white people and these Jewish people to take what we created to tell us how to sell it?
Right.
That makes sense?
None at all.
We got to be able to do these things for ourselves.
I think there's also a lack of belief. So it's like a lack of self-love, which is why people attack other people. And then there's a lack of belief in who we are, what we stand for, and where we come from. You know, so it's a lot of people seek validation from the outside world because they feel as though we are not enough. And that's a problem.
I create content. It's simple logics. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
I create content. I have to bring my content to a man with money to give me an advance on my content that he believes in so he could sell it back to my people. That makes sense? I could sell it to them myself.
Yeah.
That's why they respect people like Master P and all of these people who used to sell their content out of the trunks of their cars.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they respect Young Jeezy and these people. That's why they respect Bob Marley. Bob Marley had Tough Gang. Of course, he linked up with Chris Blackwell and all them people. Yeah, true. But it's a business venture. You didn't take over my shit.
Yeah.
So now, that's, like I said, now we have the ability that we can do our own shit, utilize it.
Mm-hmm.
Majah Hype wouldn't have been Majah Hype if there wasn't social media. I got off of social media and started transcending into something different. I went on BT, I'm on this, I'm on that. I use that as leverage.
Yeah.
Exactly. Nipsey Hussle is another one.
Mm-hmm.
Own your shit. You don't need a person that's out of your zone to come into your zone to take your shit and put it back
into the zone. Yeah.
What does that make sense?
Yeah.
Come on. That's I mean, and like I said, it's simple logic. It's simple logic. You know what I'm saying? And we just got to acknowledge. I think the fact, because I think that we don't acknowledge the strength that we have. I think we don't acknowledge the leverage that we have. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people see me and they be like, yo, bro, how you have house and Bentley and your ducks in your backyard and your pool and your this. How you get that off of that? Because you got to know how you market yourself, and you got to believe in yourself, and you got to know what you're doing with your time here. You understand what I'm saying?
Amen.
You got to know what you're doing with your time here. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't acknowledge and respect our value as Caribbean people. In the world, we might be on the bottom of the totem pole, but that's okay, because without the bottom of the totem pole, that totem pole couldn't stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Foundation comes from the bottom.
Yep.
And once we acknowledge how great we are, and once we acknowledge how powerful we are together,
mm-hmm.
that's when you will realize the abundance of blessings and money and this and that and all of that. You're going to acknowledge that. You understand what I'm saying? I got people that I've never dreamed would acknowledge my work. They acknowledge it. Blue checks like crazy on my Instagram. Some of them is hidden behind a flag. Some of them we thought was American, but they Caribbean.
Right.
Oh shit. I didn't even know that person was Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have a sense of pride because now somebody's out there representing them.
Yeah.
I'm out here representing the culture. No matter who it is, Jamaica, Haiti, Trinidad, Panama, no matter where it is, Virgin Islands, I'm representing it because I want all of us to see. And I want all of us to be able to understand each other's culture and respect each other's culture. You understand what I'm saying? Remember, in Barbados, they call it cuckoo. In Jamaica, it's ton corn meal. It's still the same shit.
Same thing, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's still the same shit. So even though we might be proud of where we come from and we proud of our cultures and we proud of this and we proud of that, all of us is one.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody don't learn that tonight, then that's what it is. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not here to be the biggest star. That's not my thing. I'm here to make a difference. And a lot of people don't know their purpose. A lot of people don't know their purpose and their reason for being on earth.
Right.
It's not about what you come here and accomplish. It's about the legacy that you leave behind. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Bob Marley could have been the richest man in the world. He could have been the poorest man in the world. But his legacy stays here. His legacy stays here. Can your kids be proud to say that that was my father or that was my mother if God forbid you drop down tomorrow? You understand what I'm saying?
What are some of the values that you instill in your children?
Just to believe in themselves. Believe in yourself, never give up, and always work hard. Those are the, I mean, I always tell them that nobody can stop them but themselves. Mm-hmm. Nobody can stop you but you. And that's just what it is. All of the negative comments, all of the naysayers, remember, the same mouth that say yes says no, and the same mouth that say no says yes.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You put your work in. Stick to your guns. If you believe in that, go hard for it.
Yeah. Don't
sell yourself short. Know your value. A lot of the shows and a lot of the cruises and all of these things that you see that I don't be on no more is because I know my value at the end of the day. I'm not going to let you play me because guess what? There's people within our culture that will try to play you and use you when you're ready to. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to stand for mine. That's what it is. When I come home, I want my kids to be proud. I want to be able to take my kids out to dinner and say, yo, Dad had a good work weekend.
Yeah.
Let's go enjoy life a little bit. Let me show you, you know what I'm saying? What we deserve and what we're supposed to get. That's what it is. Of course, you're going to have to take whatever you got to take when you building. Mm-hmm. Because there's much charity work I've done.
Yeah.
And the charity work that I do it because it's from my heart, not because
for social media or to show off.
The amount of stuff I've done, I've never put it on social media. Never. For what?
What do you think is the biggest misconception about you?
The biggest misconception about me? I really don't know. I really don't know because I really didn't think about that.
Oh,
because
okay. What do you think? What do you think? If there's something that you would want people to know about you that you don't think that they know currently, what is something that you would want people to know about you?
I'm not. I don't even think. I think that what people know is what they need to know.
Okay.
I think that. There's you have to know how to differentiate your personal life from your career life, right? I'm a family man. I love my family. I love to do things. I like my life is it's built around this. My life. Like you gotta understand. Like I wake up in the morning. This is the first thing I think about. How can I give my people a laugh?
Yeah.
How can I, you know what I'm saying? That's what I think about all day. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm working towards. If I'm not on camera, I'm off camera working. I'm writing a new movie right now. I utilize you know what I'm saying? I utilize the time to do the things that needs to be done. We in quarantine right now. Okay, I'm gonna write a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that you got to know how to differentiate your life. You know what I'm saying?
Is Majah Hype the same on screen and off screen? Like, are you funny like this all the time, or are you generally more reserved?
I've always been the Joker. I've always
Okay.
been the Joker. So
Okay.
and if you see me in a party or you see me walking down the street, I'm sure a lot of people on here could testify to that. I'm the Joker. I'm always joking around. I'm always just, you know what I'm saying, just being me.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the best way to be, being yourself. You know what I'm saying? Being yourself is if you gotta be someone else for people to like you, then you're not being you.
Mm-hmm. Gotta stay true to yourself.
You're being phony.
Yeah.
To monopolize. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't believe that. And that's why if you see me on live and I'm just DJing, I'm still Majah Hype. I'm still that person. I'm not in comedic mode, but we're gonna get some jokes off that live.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? If somebody come in the live or they come in the room and they say something out of timing, I'm gonna let you know. Not here, sweetie. We don't play that here.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? That's just always been me. That's me. That's who I am.
Yeah.
So I can't change. It's not like I put on a switch to go outside and then I come back inside. This is genuinely who I am. You understand what I'm saying? So it just is what it is.
And what do you think is what's the driving force in your life, as well as what keeps you grounded? Because, you now have 1 million followers on Instagram. You've built this huge brand around your name. How do you keep yourself grounded as well?
My faith.
It's a great answer.
My faith in God. Me knowing that the same way he giveth, he can taketh away. Mm-hmm. Me knowing that if I don't glorify that name and start feeling like it's all about me, the blessings may stop. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm just working.
Yeah.
I'm just fulfilling my purpose. And I feel like I have a lot of people that look to me for a lot, whether it's inspiration, whether it's drive, whether it's a joke, whether it's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? There's people that hit me up all day long. Opinions on should they leave their man, should they leave their girl. I was gonna kill myself earlier. I've been depressed. I've been thinking about this. I just was diagnosed with cancer. My mother just passed. I get those different DMs and those kind of inboxes every day, and I take the time every day to respond. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just me being me, who I am.
I commend you for that.
You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at it as, if I don't answer this person, are they going to be here?
Who knows what could happen? Exactly.
Am I going to be here tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, if I could save a life, if I could fix a mentality, if I could whatever I could do to better us as people, then that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like at the end of the day, everybody knows who I am. Everybody knows how I view my culture and how I view the people. You understand what I'm saying? I when I'm on a cruise, I'm not one of those artists that's locked up in the room and don't want to socialize.
No, you're out and about.
I'm everywhere.
Till 8 o'clock in the morning, you have us on the basketball court.
I'm so everywhere that I get in trouble for being everywhere.
Oh gosh, I
you know
swear.
what I'm saying? That's just me. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I go to Trinidad Carnival time and I got a show, I'm doing a show in Trinidad. I'm walking the avenue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing up in front of Frankie's. We all drinking. We having a good time. We taking pictures. We having fun. If I'm in Jamaica, I'm up and down the place. I'm in Dunkirk. I'm uptown. I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm everywhere. That's just what I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't feel like the people is a threat to me.
Mm-hmm.
And if you feel that way, then that's what you're gonna bring to you. When I go to Guyana, I went straight to Albion.
Yeah.
I want to see Albion. Bring me over there. You understand what I'm saying? When I'm in Trinidad, I'm on the beat. I'm on the beat. I'm chilling. Me and Gampu chilling. We sitting down drinking juice and Gampu in front of his bar. Because that's what people. I know what I expect of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I expect people to be genuine. I expect people to be real. And I'm going to always be that real person. You understand what I'm saying? I'm always going to show my people love, my fans. Whether it's genuine or not, I'm always going to show love.
Yeah.
Because
these are the people that helped you build what you have today.
Of course.
So.
And on some real shit, within the genuine people, there's going to be the people that is on Instagram, on a fake page, talking shit.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking all their bullshit, or they making all kind of stupid, smart remarks and comments. But when they see you, I don't really do this, but can I get a picture? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it is what it is at the end of the day. People is people. You can't change people.
But you just have to stay true to yourself. So
you got to stay true to yourself. And nobody ever is going to make me change who I am. The genuine person I've always been. Nobody's going to make me change the love that I have for my people and my culture. There's nobody that's going to ever have the ability to make Majah Hype not be Majah Hype.
Right.
It's never going to happen. It is what it is.
Now, on a lighter note, I always ask people, what's their like craziest fan story, or like whether it be like a message or something in person, because I've heard some really great stories in my time. So I would like to know, tell the people, what's one of your craziest fan stories? I guess the most memorable one that stands out, like, damn.
There's a few people who want to make love to these characters.
Okay.
There's people, I mean, before I was in my relationship and before I got engaged and stuff like that, a lot of people used to be like, yo, I wanna sleep with the Ras. And I'm like, but I am the Ras. And they're like,
right.
Yeah, but no, you gotta put on the outfit. You gotta and I want you to talk to me hard, and I want you to talk to me.
Oh, they have a whole fantasy.
Yeah. There's women that hit me up and say they want to sleep with Mitzi. I don't understand. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Mitzi that depend on something there, yeah. I mean,
oh gosh.
Listen, there's so many crazy stories. It's ridiculous. Like it's ridiculous. I've done had this. I'm not
filter.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking about women, then, what do you think? You seem like you do have a very light spirit and energy. So, like, what's one characteristic that a woman should have that you would find most attractive?
Gotta have a sense of humor.
Okay, so they gotta match that.
Sense of humor is everything to me, and just being able to laugh and joke about things to me is like, for me, I feel like your partner is supposed to be your best friend.
Right.
I feel like you're supposed to be able to talk about everything with your partner, and I think that you should be able to laugh about most of the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's a corporal and sergeant thing. I don't think, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta have that. You gotta have that where, okay, we're in a relationship, but we're also friends. You know what I mean? We're friends. We can sit
First
here
and
and joke.
foremost.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it has to be that.
Well, congratulations on your engagement. And, you know, what the wedding? Are we having like a big Marshall Montano type, you know, wedding ceremony?
We're not gonna have nobody on the stage talking about, I want you to repeat after me. You are a flower, and the pollen that comes off of the flower shall drop off onto the wings of the bees. No, we're not going.
Oh
But
my
if
gosh,
you know, but if you know Marshall, you know that's the type of person he is, though.
yes.
You know that's the type of person he is. If you follow Marshall and you see like the first 4 lines of
His captions,
of his post, you press that where it says more, and it's a book, and you be like, oh no, I ain't reading this. I don't got time to read this. You know what I'm saying?
Oh gosh, it's so true though. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we're gonna have to,
I mean, you know,
get a stadium for you for sure.
Well, my wedding might be at a comedy club.
I mean, 2 for 1.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
So,
she's a joker and I'm a joker too, so you know, we have fun with it.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Do you mind if I ask, is she of Caribbean descent?
Of course.
Okay. Trini, Jamaican?
I'll let her answer that one day.
Okay. Okay. We'll put her on a plugged in one day too.
Yeah, I don't wanna I don't wanna you know, start volunteering information. She can answer for herself.
Because you know when you get off this live, she's gonna be like, excuse me.
Yeah.
Let's have a
exactly.
conversation.
Did I tell you to tell anybody that? You know what I'm saying?
Oh gosh. So I also ask a lot of people, because I think that the response to this is also always very interesting. So if you had to describe the color, what's your favorite color?
I would probably. I'm into dark colors. I love dark colors. So if black, I love black.
Okay. Let's not go with black.
I could wear black all week.
Okay, so let's go with blue. So if you had to describe the color blue to a blind person, what words would you use? How would you describe that color to that person?
If I was to describe the color blue to a blind person,
yeah,
I would say crip.
But they wouldn't know what crip is because they're blind.
Yes, they will know what crip is. Yes, they will if they listen to the news.
But then they would hear on the news crip means blue, and then they're like, "What's blue? I don't understand." What
exactly? I would say it's a royal color. It's dominant at the same time. You know, it's like the sky.
Because they know what the sky looks like, right?
I mean, listen. Stevie Wonder never seen a piano in his life, but he could play one, right?
Right.
All right then.
Oh gosh. And if there was one person in this world, it could be dead or alive, that you could have dinner with, who's the one person that you'd want to have dinner with?
My fiance. Are you dumb?
I meant like a role model or something.
What are you talking about?
Okay, let's go with the male. Okay, if you could have a conversation with somebody.
Oh, okay. You said dinner. I mean,
my bad.
Shout out to Tricks. I see you, Tricks. You said dinner. Dinner sounds more datish.
Okay, not datish. Okay, so if you could have a conversation with someone,
okay.
dead or alive, who would you want to have a conversation with?
Female.
It could be male or female, just somebody that you look up to, or just somebody that
I'll give you a female, and I'll give you.
Okay.
All right. If I can have a conversation with any female, dead or alive, the female that I would pick would probably be Nanny Maroon.
Who? Sorry.
Nanny Maroon.
Okay.
You could do your research on who
Yes,
that is.
because I have no idea who that is. I mean,
Yeah,
if anybody else knows, please share.
after the live,
Okay.
you can do your research on that.
And then male.
Male conversation with, I would have to go. I would have to a man, dead or alive. I would have to say, Bill Cosby.
Okay.
Because I would just want, I just want to know what happened. No, I'm joking. I'm just joking. I would probably have to say, I would probably have to say Mandela.
Okay, that's a really good answer.
Yeah, I would have to say Nelson Mandela.
All right. I like you a little bit. I like your brain a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we've all watched documentaries, and we know that things could get translated in, transferring information. But yeah,
So what's next for Majah Hype?
What's next is
before you answer that question, are we getting a virtual comedy show?
No. Absolutely not.
Oh wow, you just killed that real quick. Okay.
Absolutely not.
And why not?
Because I feel like we're getting too comfortable with this virtual thing.
Okay.
I feel like we're losing the aspect of interaction. I feel like we're losing the aspect of being sociable and being around our people. You understand what I'm saying? I think that the energy of a comedy show, it can never be transferred on a screen. It's one thing to watch a stand-up comedy show, but can you watch a stand-up comedy show with no audience?
Mm-hmm.
We're not doing that.
Yeah, you need the energy around you.
Dave Chappelle had a sketch comedy show and still had an audience. As he played his sketches, you heard the audience laughing. I feel like we're getting too comfortable with this.
Yeah.
The whole wet fet virtual party, the whole cooler fet virtual party, the whole
everything is virtual now.
Everything is virtual. And I understand that we're trying to substitute and make life comfortable, but we also have to be content with knowing that, okay, this is what it is for right now, but we are going to be back outside. Right. And I'm glad you said that, because I'm about to put out the flyer for the September show that I do in New York every year. Okay. And if I'm saying that's coming soon, and I'm going to be doing the early bird tickets and all that stuff. So yeah, that might be the first show that I do for this year. Okay. So I just feel like the same way we normalized police brutality, the same way we normalized Black youth being killed in the streets, the same way we normalized protesting for 3 months and putting on T-shirts and forgetting about it 3 months later, is the same way I feel like we're heading towards normalizing
this virtual world.
This virtual, yeah. And we're not. I'm not with it. I'm not with it.
Totally
I'd
understandable.
rather interact with the people. I rather see my people together, unified, and doing what we need to do. That's how I feel. All right. I hope by September we're in a good place. I feel like we will be in a good place by September. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna put that flyer out, and we're doing it Labor Day weekend. I don't know if there's gonna be a Labor Day, right? But it's gonna be a show. Okay. You know, so y'all look out for his flyer. And again, everybody that's on here, make sure you guys follow Majah Hype. Follow me. I do these interviews every Tuesday. Shameless plug. But make sure you follow Majah Hype. A lot of good energy, especially during these crazy times. It's a lot of beautiful upliftment on his page. What I want to say, so
if the whole world was listening right now, right? So we got 1 billion and something people, or 5 billion, or whatever it is in the world, listening right now, what message would you want to leave with the people?
Love. Love. I mean, that's one of the most important things in life. Love, but not just love. Love yourself. Love you. Love who you are. Love your culture. Love other people's culture. Love, love, love. That's the only thing that I could think about of saying. Love. What else do we need? Once we love each other, we are unstoppable. Because if I love you, I'm going to support you. If I love you, I'm going to want to see you win. If I love you, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? The same way you love your mother, so you would do anything for your mother. Love thy neighbor as well. You understand what I'm saying?
Trying to make me teary-eyed over here before we got off the live, like.
I'm just saying, man. I feel like that's the most important thing that we need right now. We need love. This is why they burning shit down.
Yeah.
This is why this frustration between both parties, both officers and civilians. There's frustration within countries, within law enforcement in Jamaica and Trinidad and all these other places. It's frustration because there's not enough love.
Yeah.
I feel like with that, we get through anything. You know what I'm saying? Once you love yourself, I think that we are going through post-traumatic syndrome.
Yep.
It's post-traumatic. It's a lot of things that we've done. There's a lot of things that we haven't addressed, and especially as us as kids growing up.
Yep. Our parents.
That little child is still living in you.
Mm-hmm.
And if that little child is in a corner hiding in your body somewhere, it needs to be addressed so that we could bring that child out into the light.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what we need. We need to address these issues that we have, and we need to just heal. It's not healing time yet because, I mean, of course, personally within yourself, it's healing time. It's always healing time within yourself. But I'm talking about for the world. It's not healing time yet. We still addressing issues.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that boils back to what we said earlier. You know, everything starts with self. So even though the world is in a chaotic state, we, like, you know, someone just said mental health. Like, a lot of us have issues and refuse to deal with it.
This is what I'm saying. You got to understand, and you got to understand this. What we're experiencing today, it's a lot. Think about this is craziness going on within a lifetime. Remember, we wasn't slaves. We wasn't picking cotton and picking sugar cane and all of that. We wasn't doing that. That was their generation story. Our generation story is that was passed down to us. But now we're dealing with the aftermath of it.
Right.
No equality. No justice. No self-love. Being raised in situations where we didn't have that word toxic back in the days. That was life. That was life.
Mm-hmm.
The word stress, we just started hearing that not too long ago. That was just life. That was just life. You understand what I'm saying? So what we're experiencing is traumatic. And we forgot about all of the other things that was going on. Remember, it's mental health, it's depression. All of those things existed, and it still does through all of this.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Through all of this, we still going through those things. Everybody always act like one issue comes up and it's more important than the other issue, and we got to forget about that issue. Coronavirus. What happened to coronavirus?
Right now, it's not even a conversation.
It's not even a conversation right now. You understand what I'm saying? So these are the things that we need to, and for me, I feel I understand the hurt and the disappointment and the frustration of everybody. But me personally, I feel like there will never be equality. There will never be justice until we go back to those constitutions and amendments and all of those things that was created when we were slaves.
Mm-hmm.
We need to abolish those things and rewrite.
Right.
Rewrite. That's the only way we're going to have equality. you cannot depend on a system that was not designed for you.
Yeah. Or you know, act out on whatever generational things you would have learned. Like our parents were never super loving. They were never like, they didn't instill those things in us.
Most of us grew up and didn't even hear love. I
Yeah.
love you. We knew our parents love us, but how many times we heard that?
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? So these are the things, and that's why as we progress, we try to do things a little different from our parents. We're not saying our parents were wrong. We're just saying that they had lack of knowing.
Yeah, because their parents didn't teach them better. So now we have to do better.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, before it was do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
Before it was I say to do this and you do this. Now we have our children and we try to be a little more lenient. Okay, do you like the school you go to?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like, do you like your teacher? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is.
Well, we have a minute before we sign off. I have to say that this was a really, really great conversation. I'm so happy that we were able to, share some knowledge. And now, a lot of people have a better insight as to who Majah Hype is and, into the mind of Majah. Someone actually asked, who did your lineup if it was Regal? Because you have a fresh fade.
Regal?
So they want to know. They knew Regal was in Atlanta the other day and he cuts here. So they want to know if Regal
I didn't know Regal cut here. I didn't know that. Okay.
I was like, a little humor to the conversation.
Definitely. I mean, I appreciate you know what I'm saying? I know you for a while and you've been always encouraging us as entertainers to do better. And, you always had that interest in us as entertainers. I remember when we was on the Uber cruise and we did a panel and stuff like that. And I commend you for what you're doing and continue to do what you're doing. Any help that you need from me, let me know. I got you.
All right. Thank you. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Thanks
to everybody who was watching as well. Much blessings.
Yes. Thank you. You stay blessed and stay safe.
All right. Bless.
Bye, guys.
Take care.